Hey, lean in. No, look closer. Come on, come on. Look, buying a home isn't about just picking the one you love. It's about really making sure that you make a smart investment, and that's where due diligence come in. Have you heard about due diligence? Are you aware of what due diligence encompasses? Well, if not, make sure you stay tuned here, and I'll make sure to walk you through everything that you need to know about due diligence. All right, folks, let's talk about due diligence. CJ Walker here, and today we're covering what due diligence is, why is it critical in real estate, and if there are any fees involved. I'll explain to you why those fees matter and what they do for you. This is a must-know topic for any home buyer, and trust me, you don't want to skip it. Remember, once you pay that due diligence fee, it's non-refundable. So let's make sure that you're getting your money's worth by covering everything you need to check before closing the deal. And at the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get a copy of my due diligence checklist. So, you may be wondering, what is due diligence? Due diligence is the process of thoroughly investigating a home before finalizing the purchase. This is going to help avoid any costly surprises. And here are some items to keep in mind during that due diligence period. First up, we have home inspections. Home inspections are super important. We want to make sure that there are no hidden issues, so consider these things. Maybe you have structural or mechanical concerns that you need to get checked out. This might mean hiring professionals for your HVAC. If you have a chimney, you want to make sure you get that inspected, or any other trade inspections that the property might require. Such as wood destroying inspections, because we all know that termites are no joke. They can ruin a house really quickly. You also have radon inspections and mitigations, especially if there are concerns in your area or there were prior readings in that area as well. You also want to consider environmental hazards. Buried tanks, asbestos, mold, all of this can be costly to fix. If the property has a well on it or community water, make sure to try to get that water tested as well for the quality. And if there's a septic system, you want to try to get that inspected as well. Next, let's talk about paperwork. There's a lot of fine print in real estate, so don't overlook these key documents. When possible, and if you have them or can retrieve them, make sure that you review your HOA covenants and bylaws. Know what's covered, what fees are involved, and if there are any restrictions before moving into that property. You want to make sure, such as, for example, if you're getting a fence or want to put a fence in your backyard, you want to make sure that that is allowable by your HOA as far as heights, color, dimensions, things like that. Also, for condos or townhomes, request copies of the budget, balance sheet, and meeting minutes to see if there are any upcoming assessments. You don't want to move in and later find that there's another fee that you have to pay afterwards. If the home is on a septic system, get your hands on that septic permit. Now, let's cover appraisals. Typically, your lender will usually require one, but you as the buyer will pay for it. It's really important to consider that if your due diligence period is shorter, get this scheduled as early as possible. It gives you a third-party opinion of the home's value and is a great reference for future valuations and measurements, especially if you plan to sell the property later down the line. What about location? Location is also key. Beyond the home itself, you need to think about what's happening around you. Ask yourself, are there any zoning changes that could impact how you use the property, such as whether you need to use it as commercial, farmland, residential? Are there any roads or developments planned nearby, such as projects like I-540 can change traffic patterns and property values? I know that they're continuing to finish out 540. So what about the noise levels? Are you close to an airport, busy highways, power plants, landfills, farm, agriculture? All that can help you determine as a buyer where you want to move. Are there any safety concerns, being like near a water waste facility or in a high-risk flood zone? Those are very important to consider as well. Check the sex offender registry and your school assignments if these matter to you. Who maintains the roads leading to your home? Is it city, county, or private owned? Because that will determine who pays for those roads to be maintained and updated. And that could be on you, and that's not a surprise you want to later find out. Let's just jump into insurance for a moment. Before making an offer, get a free clue report. They're easy, they're free, get one. This is going to help you see if the home has any major claims against it in the past. Check if there is flood insurance required. You might need an elevation certificate. And some homes, even if they're not in the flood zone, you can still get flood insurance at a lower price. Just a little extra caution and shield there for you. Shop around for the best homeowners insurance rates before you commit. And finally, title insurance and surveys. Your attorney will arrange title insurance, but if a previous policy exists, an add-on could save you money, so make sure to ask about previous policies if you have one, and what packages or deals they can help you with regarding that. A survey is a great investment. It's going to show property boundaries, setbacks, and any easements or encroachments that the property may have. If the home is in a flood zone, typically you'll need an elevation certificate for full coverage, so just keep that in mind. If the home is in city limits, make sure to check their impervious soil calculation. I can't tell you how many times I've seen transactions where the buyers come in expecting to do a certain build or anything on that property, and they're not allowed to because of the impervious soil calculations. This impacts what you can build or modify on the lot. Are there any fees? Yes, of course. With due diligence, there are fees. You have your due diligence deposit, which is non-refundable, and depending on the property, it can range anywhere from $3,000 to $30,000. But I've seen as high as $60,000 in due diligence. Now, granted, that was back in 2020 when COVID was here and for commercial property. However, it is possible. Also keep in mind the fees that you will need for home inspections, which can range anywhere from $300 to $600 or higher, and as well as appraisal fees, which can run from $500 and higher. Bottom line, due diligence isn't just about checking the boxes, you guys. It's truly about protecting your investment and your monies. Do your homework, work with a great agent. I don't know who that would be, but work with a great agent to assist you in making informed decisions before you commit. Let's find out. For real, let's find out everything about the property, from the shingles on the roof to the hairs on his chinny chin chin. Look, and as promised, if you want a copy of my due diligence checklist to make sure that you're covered on all bases, grab it for free. All you have to do is comment due diligence or send me a message directly. I'll make sure to get that to you. Look, and if you found this video helpful, then hit that like button and subscribe for more real estate tips, and drop a comment below with your biggest home buying questions. And remember, you can call me, beep me if you want to reach me, because with CJ, anything is possible. I hope you guys have a great week.